Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to do a very late review today. I'd like to review my scooter. This is an Aprilia Scarabeo 200, and I've had this for like 4 years now. But sadly, today I'm going to let it go. I'm going to sell it to someone, and I'm going to get a Zontes 310M as my next scooter. But I really love this one, so I think it's time for me to make this review, like this video. It's kind of like to wrap up, to make a closure of this. So I'd like to talk about this scooter. This scooter actually has a very long history. And the first model actually came out in 2009 in Europe, and it was made here in China by Jincheng, which is a manufacturer located in Nanjing. Anyway, so after their manufacture ended, so Aprilia basically sold this model to Jincheng so that they can build the bike themselves and sell the bikes here in China as one of their models. So I'd like to talk about this bike. So firstly, let's see. I have ridden this bike for, 26,000 kilometers. So not that long, but it's actually quite long. And compared with the original version, a lot of the updates has been made to this bike. Like we can see the head running light, the day running light. I really like this circle, and it looks pretty cool. And I've made a lot of modification to this bike, so I'd like to talk about these modifications. And first of all, you can see this huge windshield, and I'm a big fan of Nürburgring, so I have this Nürburgring sticker on my windshield. And this windshield is as tall as 55 centimeters, so can block most of the wind. And I'm 184 centimeters, which is like 6 feet 1 inches. So like that's for my American audiences. And so this height of the windshield is perfectly for me when I'm wearing my helmet, so it doesn't only feel like a slight breeze over my head. And the mirrors are different from the original version, and you see it's in a upright position because like when I'm riding in the city, I want it to be as narrow as possible so I don't bump into the side mirrors of cars. Another modification I have to this car are these grips. So you can see the handlebars. Currently I've changed them into the heated version. So if I start the bike, the start button is right here, and now I can select a different mode of heated mode. Like currently it's the highest heating, and then the medium heating. Like when I press the button, the color will change. Like when it's shining, it means there's not enough voltage from the generator. Now that's the medium, the second highest, the third highest, and the lowest to highest. And lastly, you can turn it off. All right. And also the bike is called Tiramisu here in China, but I still like the Scarabeo. I still like the Scarabeo name, so I change all these letters, the words, into Scarabeo. I change both sides. And later, this bike has been added an ABS function. So, like before, it only has a CBS version, but now it is in full ABS. So both the front and rear wheels. And I really like the brakes of this car. You can see it's actually a 3-piston front caliper. I changed the tires into the Pirelli Angel scooter tires as well, so it's much better than the equipped CTS tires. It's better than that. Another huge modification I have done to the bike is the transmission system. So you can see it's a J Costa transmission made in Spain. So basically it can give you a very high RPM when you launch the bike. So currently the bike goes from 0 to 100 in about 10 or 11 seconds, and from 0 to 50 kilometers an hour is about like 4 seconds. So I think it's pretty fast. And also, as an Aprilia owner, you have to just give yourself one of these stickers, right? It's an Aprilia. But you can see still says Jincheng here. So the Jincheng is the manufacturer of this bike. And I really like the quality of every component. Like here you can see there's nuts and bolts. They're all made of stainless steel. I think it's really good. Another modification I have done to this bike is the rear shocks. So you can see the rear shocks is made by Fastase. If I remember clearly, Fastase should be a brand from Taiwan. They make really high quality suspensions and struts. It's way better than the original struts. Also, I have this top case made by Shad. It's a 39-liter version. Yeah, that's basically it. That's all the modifications I have. So I'd like to talk about for over 3 years, I had no issue whatsoever with this bike. There's only one time. So once I saw the temperature, right? So the temperature, it just goes up to the highest level like so fast. And I think there must be something wrong with the cooling system. So you can see that the intercooler, the water intercooler is behind. Oh, and by the way, you see the front grills? I changed them as well. The original ones, they basically match the color of the body, and I changed this into this chrome ones. I think it looks way better. Anyway, so back to the cooling issue. And you can see actually there's a water pump here. So that is the water pump, right? So I wasn't using the correct coolant before. So guys, like when you're changing your coolant, you have to make sure the coolant matches the requirements of the manufacturer. Like for this case, because this is a high compression ratio engine, the compression ratio is 12.1 to 1, so it's pretty high. You need to use premium gas, and the engine runs pretty hot, so your coolant needs to be able to not boil at the temperature of 125 Celsius degrees. But the one I was using is only 106. So when the engine, when it's not running, right? So the engine, the heat will get trapped here. So the temperature will go beyond 106. So there will be boiling in the pipes and whatsoever. So there's this empty part of the air, right, which got trapped into the water pump. So the water pump doesn't get enough coolant, so it overheats. So the water pump was broken and it was leaking. So that was the only issue I had. It cost me like 500 or something, 500 RMB. That's like $80 to repair that and change that, including labor. I think, yeah, it's not a big issue. That's the only problem I had. For the rest, I don't think there's any problem. And as for the top speed of this bike, it goes to around 120. 120 is like 75 miles an hour. So I think that's definitely enough for city use. Yeah, I think generally that's it. Oh, I'd like to talk about like some small things I have changed. One of them is this hook, right? So the original part, the OE part, it's made of plastic, and man, it just looks just so bad. So I have to change like a much better one. So this one is made of aluminum, so it has much nicer and premium feel into that. And every time you just close it, you hear that feedback. It feels really good. And at the end of the grip, I have changed that into this It's really like classic looking stoppers. I really like that. And I don't think there's much to talk about it. Oh, and to talk about the space under the seat. All right, let's take a look at that. Be careful not to drop my helmet. All right, so I have another helmet here, and it barely fits. The room is not a strong suit for Scarabeo, and this is the gas tank cover. Can hold up to 7.5 liters of gas. So that's it. And I'm doing this. I'm recording this video, so like in the future, if I want to see my bike, I can still just like click in this video and look at my bike. So I have to say goodbye to my bike. Someone is going to pick you up tonight, and I'm gonna miss you. You have given me so much good memory for these years. All right, guys, you guys have a good one, and I'm leaving. Bye bye.